Hi everybody, welcome. It's episode number 189, Tommy Maroon Sports Show, right here on WCTV. We got ourselves a dandy as well for this week. Let's talk about the Cleveland Guardians first because, well, they're playing some team leaders out there because why not? That was from last year in the postseason when Jose Ramirez hit that home run. It was pretty epic. But yeah, Jose Ramirez leads those Guardians with a 287 average, Andres Jimenez, 21 runs. That leads the Guardians. Josh Naylor, 18 RBIs. Steven Kwan-Maustraw lead them with 8 stolen bases. Not to mention a 3-way tie for home runs with 3 home runs. And then for wins, Shane Bieber and Enyel De Los Santos with 2 wins each. And then for saves, who leads them? Emmanuel Clase with 10. Shane Bieber leads the Guards in ERA, strikeouts, and whip with an ERA of 3.11, strikeouts 26, and a whip of 1.14. Now time to look at the series recaps. Things are not looking that good for those Guardians as of late. First things first, Guardians and the Red Sox. Guardians ultimately lost that series 2-1. Mr. Bieber went 7 innings, 2 runs, and 4 strikeouts in Game 1. 5 Guardians had 1 RBI each in Game 1, but in the end it was enough for those good old Guardians to win it. Will Brennan had 1 of those RBIs with a home run. And then Game 2, Josh Naylor had a bases-clearing double. In Game 2, of course, Andres Jimenez had a home run down Pesky's pull at Fenway Park in Game 2. Logan Allen, another Logan Allen, folks. This Logan Allen had 8 strikeouts and 5 innings pitched in Game 3, while Chris Hill went 6.1 innings for Boston in Game 3. And then, time for this series, Guardians at the Yankees. Ultimately, it was another loss for the Guardians, 2-1. Very frustrating to see, but the first win, it could have been a clean sweep by New York. That could have been scary. Cal Quantrill had himself a good game. 7.1 innings of work with 2 runs surrendered in Game 1. And then a very questionable decision in the, the 9th inning when Aaron Boone lifted. I repeat, he lifted Domingo Germán, despite throwing 88 pitches and going 8.1 innings and surrendering 2 hits, and ends up ultimately backfiring as Aaron Boone saw the bullpen just ultimately collapse in the 9th inning, giving up 3 runs to Cleveland. And my, oh my, I was pretty happy to see it. But unfortunately, that was the lone hurrah for the Guardians during that series because Tanner Bibby went 5.1 innings, 5 strikeouts in Game 2. There it is right there. Domingo Germán getting lifted for some odd reason. And everything crashes and burns for the Yankees in the events following. Like right here. Safe beats it out. And then Josh Naylor ties up the game eventually with a game-tying double. Then Mike Zunino walks in the go-ahead run. But James Karinchak gave up the go-ahead home run Game 2. And Emmanuel Clase with a very rare blown save in Game, Game 3, which was last night. It ultimately resulted in a Cleveland Guardians loss. Yeah, very odd to see that out of, Emmanuel Clase. It happened on a Willie Calhoun game-tying single. But Oscar Gonzalez finally did something productive, i.e., giving the Guardians the lead in the top of the 9th inning with a single into left, but it was all for naught because Jose Trevino walked it off for those Yankees. And now let's look at the MLB standings. Fortunately for Cleveland, they are in the American League Central, which is a pretty crummy division, that's for sure. And in spite of week 14-17 record, which is 5th worst in the American League. 3 games back of the Twins for the division lead. I'm just saying, anything can happen. And Cleveland always does this. It's always a rough start to the season for the Guardians. But then they always find a way to pick it up and do well. That's just how life works if you're a Cleveland Guardians fan. No need to freak out yet, folks. Well, yeah, a crucial series against the Minnesota Twins, a weekend series against the Twins on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. And then it's hosting Detroit after that. And then hosting the Angels after that. So, yeah, as you can tell, there's going to be a lot more parity in the, MLB this year, considering the fact that every team plays every team and you don't play your divisional foes as much as you used to. Now let's tap into the NBA playoffs. First things first, let's talk about the Knicks and Heat. That series is all knotted up at 1. Miami won the first game 108-101. Jimmy Butler, 25 points. He did not play game 2, however, but Jimmy Butler, 25 points anyways. Still very impressive to see out there. And 26 points for R.J. Barrett, 9 rebounds and 7 assists. It's just frustrating to see the Knicks win, especially considering the fact that the Cavs had an opportunity but blew it wide open. Miami with 13 threes out of 39 attempts that day. And despite being out-rebounded 48-39, they still got the job done. And then a few nights ago, it was the the Miami Heat losing to New York, 111-105, thanks to Jalen Brunson putting up 30 points. And Josh Hart having himself a good one out there, folks. Josh Hart, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Speaking of being shy of a triple-double, Julius Randle was 2 assists shy of a triple-double. So there was that. And continuing, Philadelphia against Boston. That was a good series out there. It's been a good series so far. Philadelphia completed the comeback in the win in Game 1. James Harden went crazy, putting up 45 points in Game 1. They did it all without their MVP, Joel Embiid. Yeah, Joel Embiid won MVP for the NBA this season. I think it should have gone to Donovan Mitchell. But it is what it is, I guess. Jason Tatum, 39 points, 11 rebounds in Game 1. I'm looking at everything out here, trying to find the stats. 17 threes for Philly, 10 threes for Boston. Every team, or both teams, made all their free throws except for one. Boston missed 1 free throw out there. So there was that. And then there was last night, which was a rout. It was a blowout. Not even the return of MVP Joel Embiid could do them anything. 15 points for him and 3 rebounds. No Sixer had double-digit points, whereas for the, Celtics, Jaylen Brown, 25 points. Malcolm Brogdon had 23 points. Jason Tatum had an off game. Only 7 points, 7 rebounds. But you know what? Lucky for him, his team won. And now the series shifts over to Philadelphia for the next 2 games. We'll see who comes out on top in that one, and we'll await the winner of Miami, New York. Now time to look at the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns, because we can. Why not? And the Nuggets up 2-0. Yes, they're up 2-0. A man who almost won MVP. That's right, we're talking about Nikola Jokic, who was denied his 3rd straight MVP. He had 24 points, 19 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Jamal Murray had 34 points for Denver. And for the Suns, Kevin Durant, 29 points and 14 rebounds, whereas Devin Booker had 27 points and 8 assists. These are all Game 1 stats, by the way. And looking at everything out there, 49-38 in favor of Denver for the rebounds. And then Game 2 was rather low scoring, resulting in 97-87 victory for the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic having himself a great one, I must admit. 39 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists. And for the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, 35 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Otherwise, no one else was really scoring that day. And looking at the threes, oh ye gods, both shot under 30%. With Denver shooting 7 for 27 and the Suns shooting 6 for 31. 23 assists for the Suns, 19 for the Nuggets. Now the series goes to the Suns. We'll see who's going to win that one. And the winner awaits Warriors-Lakers, which Game 2 is tonight. Game 2 is tonight. They only play one game. It was this game right here where Jordan Poole shot a shot from God knows how far out and ultimately cost his team the game. 117 to 112. Anthony Davis had himself a great game. 30 points and 23 rebounds. Oh, ye gods. Well, LeBron had 22 points and 11 rebounds. And D'Angelo Russell had 19 points, 3 assists. LeBron said that the Lakers should retire Anthony Davis as number 3 following that performance. We'll see if they do or don't. Steph Curry had 27 points. Klay Thompson, 25 points. Jordan Poole, 21 points. In fact, looking at this right here, each of them had 6 threes each. It's the first time in NBA playoff history that a team had, 3 players hit 6 threes, and they still proceeded to lose. Looking at the Warriors out there, they went crazy out there. 21 threes and 30 assists for Golden State compared to 24. The defending champions had themselves quite a doozy out there in the Los Angeles Lakers, and they almost won it. And then Jordan Poole shot a shot once again from way far back, seemingly from the parking lot of the Chase Center. It was like that shot right there, except even farther. Maybe we will see it in a second, but the Warriors almost came back to win it. This is probably one of the most exciting playoff series we have seen in a few years, I guess, because it's Curry against LeBron. Does that get any more exciting than that? I don't think so. It was a good game, that's for sure. Of course, tonight at 9, the what am I saying? I'm just losing my train of thought. But the Lakers will play the Warriors. That's on ESPN. And then Game 3 is on Saturday, so there is that. And yeah. Anyways, we got to talk about high school football because that is 106 days away. College football for BW is 121 days away. That'll be on WHBW, so if you haven't subscribed there to WHBW, I highly suggest that you do because it's always fun. And not to mention Saturday night, BW plays John Carroll in a winner-take-all showdown for the Ohio Athletic Conference in men's lacrosse. I'll be at the Finney Stadium, Trestle Field. You know that I'm going to be there for the broadcast, so I highly suggest you subscribe once again to WHBW because that will be your one-stop for all things Highland and Baldwin Wallace. It will be our last broadcast of the season for BW. Don't worry, we'll still do BW stuff next year. It's just that, the season's sort of dying down. Hard to believe, my friends. Very, very hard to believe, but that's where we are now, I guess. Well, folks, 106 days to go till high school football once again, and 100 days left will be Wednesday, which is hopefully when I do the next episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show. College is done for me, so there is that, fortunately. Very worrisome and stressful, but in the end, it's worth it. But yeah, that's it. That's all the time we have left. I'll see you Wednesday. Goodbye, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.